Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For children that inspires the love of nature, lessons learned from animals, life in general, and just a great cast of characters. And that book is called Jack Sprout. And we've gone through that book. He's read from it. We're currently reading his latest creation, which is a new look into the old world. Essentially, a lot of the same characters are back, and we're going to dig back into that book in just a moment. The author, Jack Shoop, who is back with us. Hey, Jack, how's it going today?
Hey, Steve, how you doing? Good to be with you.
It's good to have you back here. Love your work. Love the way you write. Love the vibe where you write in such a way where it's friendly, but the lesson is there. And I don't know how you do it. Like in your mind, when you write something, how you have the characters talking to each other. I don't think I could do that. I really don't. It seems like it comes natural. Do you feel that it does?
Oh, yeah, it comes really natural. And I think part of it is like, I like to teach stuff with people that even don't know they're being taught, right? So it's in the flow of life, and you learn things as you go, and that's kind of how I write. It's just people don't know they're learning it, but I just learned something here. What's going on?
Well, you just said it, and I didn't verbalize it properly, but it's a story. You get sucked into the story, adult or child, and you're not even realizing that you're getting information. I remember last time you were talking about lava rocks, and there was one moment where they were on the ocean. You're getting all that info and the characters. What makes a red-tailed hawk different from let's say a beaver, whatever it might be. We're learning, but we don't even know that we're learning. And I guess that's the magic.
I'm glad I'm coming through. I appreciate you. You're a very astute listener. Always got good questions.
I'm the test subject. So what do we got here? What
Lark has been. Can you see me?
Oh, I got you. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, the tour guide Lark had been showing him around, and he's been teaching him. Now he's showing him how to have fun with nature, not just work all the time. So I'll pick up where Captain Barry the bear just had a race with an elk, and Lark's showing him more ways to have fun in nature. So,
and I just want to say before we begin that this book has not yet been published. This is actually the raw version. It hasn't been fully edited, kind of just fleshing it out, but honestly, you would never know the difference, Jack. It's that and compelling and good. So pick up whenever you're ready.
Okay. Well, as I was talking to you earlier, Jack's motto is "Let's be good neighbors to nature." That's his motto, and so throughout this, it's all about being a good neighbor to nature. So Lark, the tour guide, had just showed they just come back from a race with an elk. And Lark's going to show him more ways to have fun. See, Jack Sprout wants to see things that are amazing so he can think about it. And Captain Barry the bear, he likes to do things in action. So that's the two different things. Mm-hmm. So the Lark says, okay, calm down. We love the race. Jack Sprout, are you in for another wonderment? It's getting close to nesting time for the birds. Here in the marsh, it's like a sleepy bedroom for all the birds that are out in the meadow and the hillside during the day. The sandhill cranes are about to come back to roost in the sandbars in the shallow of the river out there. Let's get a good seat. These birds are over 3 foot tall, and their wings will spread out to 6 feet. They're beautiful birds, and it's fun to watch how graceful they are when returning to their nests at night. I'm as big as they are, but we herons hang out by ourselves. These sandhill cranes like to flock together. Just as Lark predicted, the sun was blocked out by a huge flock of returning sandhill cranes. Hundreds of cranes, thousands of cranes came drifting down for some 30 minutes. They landed on the sandbars and went to their nests. I don't know how they knew which nest was theirs, but that's nature for you. We watched for a long time. It was amazing to see so many creatures living so close to each other. They were there to support and protect each other. I'll walk with you guys back to your cabin cruiser. We'll walk along the beach. The moon shining off the sea is one of my favorite times in nature. I've shown you about everything you need to know to help Beaver Creek Meadow. Is that enough for you? Asked Lark. I really love it here, I said. Sometimes I think I'm in the future, and sometimes I think I'm in the past. It's like a new look into an old world, I said. That's what all the adventurers say when they come here. They see how nature is formed from the old world, then they see how to make nature better in the new world. When you go back, you'll have the knowledge of the old world to see the changes needed to be made. Nature isn't going anywhere, but it can always get help from those who use it for their life. Now, there's one more place I need to show you. It's the lungs of our planet. We call it the jungle. I'll be back to get you tomorrow. We'll take your cabin cruiser and go around the eastern edge of the center and go up a wide river. You'll see what I mean by the lungs of the planet. Captain Barry had the cabin cruiser in good shape and ready to go when Lark showed up the next morning. I assure your spring is still powered after not having moved for a while, said our guide. Oh, this old cruiser is built for the long haul. It's in steady shape. How far are we going today? Asked Captain Barry. Just head towards that delta sticking out. We'll swing around it and head up the mouth of the river we call the Big Drain. Just stay in the middle of the river and go past two turns. There's a jetty there where you'll tie up your cruiser. From there, it's on foot through the most dense vegetation you'll ever see, exclaimed Lark. Sounds like this will be the grand finale, I said. Saving the best for last, I see. Yeah, it can be overpowering. If you get uncomfortable, we'll just bail out, said Lark. We cruised around the delta, headed up the Big Drain, and tied up at the jetty. We jumped off the cruiser and headed into the jungle. It was rough going, to say the least. Everything was dark, green, and with thickets of heavy leaves. Trees hung over the vegetation, and there was barely any sunlight coming through. The many different jungle sounds were very, very loud. Birds were squawking, and the noises seemed to be yelling, arguing, and bellowing. It was chaos in there. The air was heavy, damp, and hard to breathe. I thought you said the jungle was the lungs of the planet, I said to Lark. I can hardly breathe. Where's all the oxygen? Yeah, added Captain Barry. I'm down on all fours just to get through this thick brush. How come we are having a hard time breathing? You two are getting enough air and oxygen. It's just the humidity in here. It rains a lot in the jungle, and the air is what we call heavy. This is where a good amount of oxygen is made. Most of the oxygen on the planet is made in here and the ocean from all the plankton. That's if the blue whale don't eat it all. This jungle is also the best way to take the excess carbon dioxide out of the air. We need carbon dioxide to help with photosynthesis to make food for plants, but not too much of it. We have to keep a balance of oxygen and carbon dioxide to keep everything alive. It's an important part of the planet in here. You have similar balance in Beaver Creek Meadow, but here in the jungle, we get serious. The balance is what's important. Nature seems to know how to control it. We just have to be sure not to cause any harm. That shouldn't be too much to ask. What are we supposed to do back home to keep the balance, we ask? Well, healthy grass, plants, and trees will help. Keep all the waterways clean and flowing. Have healthy swamps and don't let fires get out of control. Be a good neighbor to nature and keep it growing. Nature has the system needed for life. We have to make sure nature is healthy. We should get back to your cruises so we can pack up and leave the center of the universe. There's just one more thing I want to show you, but it's too noisy here in the jungle. We cruised back down the Big Drain and anchored on the delta near the mouth of the river. Here's a quiet spot, said Lark. I want you to hear one of the beautiful sounds of nature. Come out here next to this stand of bamboo grass. Okay, let's sit and listen. After we got settled in and turned out all the other noises, we heard what Lark was talking about. It sounded like hollow logs being banged together in random patterns, sometimes several, then only a few. It was the bamboo grass knocking into each other. A musical sound of grass. What a treat to think that nature has its own percussion section. I've never forgotten that sound. We dropped Lark off the beach near our anchor spot. He said it was time for us to go. Other adventurers would be coming, and he would be showing them the same tour he had taken us on. I'll be back tomorrow morning to say goodbye, he said. You two are good listeners, and I know you'll take back many helpful ideas to help Beaver Creek Meadow. We had a great time, we said. Thank you for your time and knowledge. We will ever be grateful. Can you send something back with us to show our neighbors that we are even here? We can hardly believe it ourselves. They'll probably think we are making this stuff up. Sure thing, said Lark. What do you want? There's some spears and stuff in the lava. Oh, no. No, we shouted. Leave those things right where they are, whatever they are. Okay, okay, don't get so jumpy, said Lark. I have to think of something else then. Knowledge is easy to carry, and it won't get lost. No, we have to show them something that's not in Beaver Creek Meadow. Something unique to the center of the universe. I'll see you tomorrow then. Sleep well, said Lark as he headed back to his home in the tall shore grass. We anchored our cruiser and took our bamboo canoe back onto the sandy shore. We set up a spot to rest under some palm trees. We were too excited and too much to talk about to sleep. There would be no sleep this night. We built a roaring fire and got comfy. We were quiet for a while, then the giant moon rose up over the horizon. It was right there. It seemed like we could reach out and touch it. A bright white moon over a dark sea under a bright sky. What a great send-off nature was putting on for us. We talked and talked. So much had happened, and we needed to remember it so we could pass it on back home. Captain Barry said his best memory was racing that old long-legged elk. I gave him a run for his hay, said the grinning bear. It was too long a distance for me. Showed that young bull what's up, though. Of course, barley surfing with the dolphins and diving over the waterfall was fun, too. I didn't tell you about the amazing snorkeling trip. You were too worn out from your rip current lesson. You have to go snorkeling when we get back. You won't believe your eyes. I'll have to remember to have fun when I go back. Remind me, will you, Jack Sprout? Of course, the vine swing thing didn't go too well. I'm still a good ghost storyteller, but my timing was off. Karma got me the next day in the wild fern hole. I shouldn't have messed with our tour guide. How about you? What did you remember the most? Well, you don't look into the center of the planet every day. It's a weird feeling to be frightened and amazed at the same time. The armor stuff is chilling. I'll be thinking of that lava tube for a long time. My favorite memory has to be of the awesome desert bloom. I'm a plant guy, and that was overwhelming. So many different colors of flowers and shrubs just jumping out of the desert all at once. So beautiful. I wonder how nature designs all these things. I like to wonder. That'll have my mind boggled for a long time. The blue well was breathtaking, bigger than life. The bamboo concert was unexpected. I'll be planting bamboo on the east side of my farm near the trail in the East Woods. Those walking by will be able to hear a concert in the woods. Honeybee will be there to sing along, I'm sure. We talked about our favorite things from the center for half the night. We eventually stopped talking. We thought about our life and the adventure we had had, our ideas on nature and our future. We were glad to have come on this adventure, but now a whole nother view of nature had opened itself to us. Wow, life is a long time, and there's a lot to do. It was funny, but when the sun came up, we got tired and went to sleep under the warm morning sun. Our nature guide came around noon and woke us up. Get up, you lazy adventurer, said a surprised Lark. Hey, we just went to sleep. We've been up all night thinking about what we've been through. How long have you been at the center? We've lost track of time. You've been here 10 days, said Lark. That's all the time we allow. Sorry, I thought you two slept in late. Must have been an exciting night to keep you up that long. We had a lot to discuss. The moon was right there, we said. Did you bring us something to take home to prove that we had been here? I thought about that, said Lark. The thing is, it's bad karma to remove things from the center and take them away. We've had lava rocks, plants, tree shoots, ferns, all sorts of things returned by seafaring birds. They're sent back here because of the bad karma they cause by the ones who took them. Nothing good happens to those who take stuff from here. So I thought about what you could take to Beaver Creek Meadow neighbors. I'll give you a sentence to give to them. They'll know that it came from the center of the universe and to always remember what we told them. Are you ready? Remember this and tell all you've come in contact with. Tell them this. Be a good neighbor to nature. That's it. It's not hard to remember, but it's a very powerful statement. You tell your friends this, and if everyone does it, the planet will be in good hands. Okay, we said that's our new motto in Beaver Creek Meadow. Let's be a good neighbor to nature. It'll help us remember our time here, too. Thank you, Lark. You've been a great guide. It's time for us to pull up anchor and find our way back. We found the North Star last night. If you stand on that rock on the beach, it's right over that palm tree. Will our compass start working again after we get away from the center? Right, you'll need your compass again. About 1 or 2 miles offshore, the North Pole's magnet will reach your compass again. Don't worry, nature will take care of you. If you want to come back again or send someone else, send a message with a cormorant coming this way. We'll let you know if it's okay. Take a thermal air current up and catch a jet stream that comes this way regularly from your part of the planet. It's an easy for birds to ride on it to get here. They go back that way on the morning sea breeze. It's not as fast, but it's a smoother ride. Well, goodbye, my good friends, and have a safe journey. I hope you see you again someday. In the meantime, I'll know that Beaver Creek Meadow is in good hands. We bumped hand to feather and paw to feather and told Lark goodbye. We told him that we had hoped to see him again. Maybe we could come see our part of the planet. He could make sure we're doing things the right way. We uncovered our bamboo canoe and paddled out to our cabin cruiser. It took about an hour to get ready for us to go to the open sea. We hoisted the anchor and waved goodbye to Lark, standing on the shore. We were a little sad to wave goodbye because he was such a great host, but we were excited remembering that what we had learned and for the chance to tell everyone back home in Beaver Creek Meadow. Captain Barry never did get to taste his purple blackberries, though, and I missed out on snorkeling into a whole nother world underwater. We didn't even know how we had found the center of the universe in the first place, but we knew we had been going north at the time we saw it. So to find our way home, we headed south from the North Star. We knew we were north of the equator, so the sea currents flowed to the right. Captain Barry continued heading south until he saw a current, then rode it to curve more to the east. About 2 hours, his compass started working again and pointed east, so we were off in the right direction. Night was approaching fast, and we were going away from the sun. He set course due east and put our old cruiser on autopilot. He cut the speed and we cruised east all night. We were too far offshore for any bird life, so it was just us and a few dolphins. The morning sun hit us hard straight on. We had been taking turns napping all night, but it's all hands on deck now. We rechecked the compass to make sure we were still headed east. A few more hours had gone by when we saw the first signs of land nearby. Cormorants, shags, and a few other seabirds were flying towards us. That meant they were coming from the land looking for something to eat. We smiled because we were close to Oliver Otter's Beach and our homeland. It's a sight for sore eyes when you've been gone for 10 days and you're finally returning home. We followed the returning birds until we saw the mouth of Big River. We cruised up the river a short ways and dropped anchor next to Oliver's jetty to rest and get ready for the trip back to Beaver Creek Dock. Ollie came over to greet us. She had taken over the patrolling duties from Oliver while he went up to watch the dock for Captain Barry. "Welcome home," she sang out. "Looks like you made it back safe and sound. We were all worried if you two were all right. Was it a great adventure? Were you scared? Run into any trouble? Any bad guys?" "What happened?" asked Ollie. We weren't ready for all her questions. We knew we would be walking home, but we were a couple low-key guys. Guess we'll have to get ready for a hearty homecoming. It was fantastic, and no bad guys, we told her. "We'll tell you all of it soon enough. Have you heard from Oliver?" asked Captain Barry. "No," answered Ollie, but he sent word down with Kenneth that he had a firm grip on the situation. Kenneth thought he was ready for Captain to be back, though. He mentioned something about missing the beach life. "Well, we have some new jobs for him to do," I said. "He'll be doing more, but still at the beach." "Like what kind of jobs will I be doing?" "More jobs?" asked Ollie. "Oh, yes, we're all going to be doing more jobs, but we'll be doing them anyway. Don't worry. We're even going to have fun." "I can get behind that," said Ollie. "More jobs, more fun, let's do it. Sounds like we need to have a big party on the docks to tell everyone as much as we can. Then we're going to visit the neighbors one by one and tell them what we found. After our adventures did take us to the center of the universe," I shouted. "Jumping jackrabbit," shouted Ollie. "The center of the universe? That's the wildest thing I've ever heard." "I'll believe you, but I'm not sure about our older neighbors. You'd better be a good storytellers. Here's the plan," I started. "We'll get word to the carrier pigeon, Kenneth, to tell everyone that 1 week from tomorrow we'll meet at Captain Barry's dock on Beaver Creek Creek. Then we'll tell our adventure story. Everyone will be very happy with what we found. We'll give everyone time to think it over. Then Captain Barry and I will go to each neighbor separately to find out how we can help nature. We'll stay here on the beach until then. Maybe you can go trade places with Oliver Otter, Ollie. We know that you can take care of the dog until we get there next week. Take the cruiser up the dock and tell Oliver to bring it back. It'll give us a chance to talk to Oliver alone. He's going to be a big part of the change that's coming. Wow, exclaimed Ollie. I'm honored that you two trust me enough to take the cruiser and to watch the dock too. You earned it, said Captain Barry. It looks great here at the shoreline. We know you can patrol with the best. It's time to expand your duties now. I'll show you how to power up and navigate the cruiser tonight. Tomorrow morning, you become a boat pilot. We all need to pick it up around here. You should have seen what we saw. Nature needs all of us to pitch in and help. How's that sound? I'm ready, said Ollie. I've been hoping for a chance to be more in control of my life, and this is a good direction for me to go. Never thought about being a boat pilot, but you just never know what will come along. I'm ready. When do we start? How about now, said Captain Barry. There was still 2 hours of daylight left to get Ollie's boat pilot training started, then 2 more hours to navigate at night, and she'd be ready for her own journey to begin. Wait until all the other Beaver Creek Meadow neighbors find out the journey they'll be starting. While those two were out piloting, I went over to Oliver Otter's den and made a bed of leaves on top of it. I was still tired from the long trip we had just taken. I didn't want to go underwater to his den, which is similar to the beavers. When they were done with their pilot lesson, we made a lean-to for Captain Barry and I to live in.
We're just about out of time for today. So didn't mean to wake you up.
You're
on a roll. You're on a roll.
I'm on a roll.
Love the story. I even right down to the karma that you mentioned, and you mentioned it at least 2 times about animals stealing things or people stealing things from the ocean and then returning them because of bad karma. I mean, just all of the themes here are fantastic.
Yeah.
Really
well, that is, I told you I lived on the Big Island, and there's right above the Kilauea crater, there's a big hotel that overlooks the crater. And they've got stuff in there, and even happened to a friend of mine. You take lava from the crater, and you will have bad karma. That's a real thing. And people send it back all the time. Hey, you can have this rock back. I don't want it.
Well,
that's a true thing. So
just not to be too silly, but it's true. There's an episode of the Brady Bunch. I think it was one of their final ones with that magic tiki thingy that they took from the cave, and it just brought bad luck. Just saying.
Yeah, that's a real deal. Yeah.
I don't want that thing. I wouldn't even take a chance. For somebody to find more about Jack Sprout, the original book, and all that you're working on, it's simple, right? We just go to jacksprout.com.
Yeah, jacksprout.com, or you can go to Amazon, or you can email me at jacksprout.com.
Love it. Love the way you write. Love the messages. And what's that phrase again about nature and neighbor?
Let's be good neighbors to nature.
It's the truth, and not just for kids. For all of us.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just another way you walk out the door, and there's grass and trees, but it's not just grass and trees. That's your neighbor, and are you taking care of it and all that.
I had an epiphany about a year ago how everything that supports us comes from the earth. Everything. Everything, right down to your phones and electronics, the chips inside silicon. Where does that come from? The earth, like our food, everything. We need to be a good neighbor to it. Jack, thank you again for sharing and for being here. Looking forward next time we get together.
All right, thanks.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Hi, this is Terry Crews, actor, former football player, game show host, father of 5, and all-around big dude. I'm also an expert on drama. I know all kinds of drama. There's the good kind that comes with having a house full of kids. There's the bad kind, like season-ending injuries. There's the necessary kind, like having an agent in Hollywood. And there's silly drama, like the drama around my percolating pectorals. And then there's the drama you can skip.
Skip the drama that comes with not having your high school diploma or equivalency. Find free adult education classes near you and finish your high school diploma. Visit finishyourdiploma.org.
Or text diploma to 97779. Message and data rates may apply. Reply STOP to opt out. That's diploma to 97779. And leave the drama to actors like me.
Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.